we can only hope you had a pleasant night's rest. And if you did, this is the best way to keep that locked down.
Yeah. And of course, whatever you prayed for this morning, we send a big amen to you. Right
amen, amen, amen.
Just one amen.
Fire, fire, amen. Okay, just, that's how some people pray in the morning. God. I'm just saying.
While you wake up in the morning, I'll be reading on fire.
So anyway, that downfall driver will drive straight. So that traffic will open for you.
Exactly. So that doors will open.
Yes.
Doors will open on a Thursday morning.
Check will clear today.
Exactly.
It's 6 a.m., y'all.
Wonder what MM prayed about this morning.
What did you pray about?
I woke up knackered.
Really?
My whole body is in
what?
It's still booting.
Oh.
Yeah, because I had a really late night rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
No wahala.
How are you doing, guys? Because I see that you're using me to distract yourselves.
What was that? What's that?
We don't understand.
We're here to wake you up as well, MM.
Yeah.
But I love the blouse, though. Look at those sleeves. They're so
thank
cute.
you, Titi.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice.
Just leave it for me in the makeup room when you're going.
I will.
All right, so it's Thursday morning, and something special is going to be happening on the show. As usual, my name is Yomi Obi.
And I'm Titi Laya Oyinson. Hey, we're streaming live at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. For comments and show, you use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. It's right there on the screen. Yeah.
All right, so Princess Chinyere, a.k.a. Papa, is our first musical act this morning, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Waiting me to do for my domot. Yeah, shine your touch, make we come out. Groove with me and you.
We hope you sent in your birthday shout-outs. We're going to be reading out some of them today. We're going to be showing their pictures as well, celebrating them on their birthdays shortly on the show. Yes, sir.
Of course, our author for today on our book chat segment is J.C. Nova, and the book we're going to be looking at is Of Priests and Mermaids. That's today. And for a second live musical performance today, we have King Ogeyemi Chameleon, who will be joining us with his band later on for something really special on Thursday.
Nigerian sculptor Steve Ekpenisi is going to be here for a discussion on his craft. Some amazing stuff he's put together. Really, really interesting.
And our last guests are two people from different arms of what you could call the same industry. Photographer, filmmaker, and content creator Uche Odo, a.k.a. Uche, will be joining us this morning.
And we'll be joining us today, international Nigerian model Desola Adeyemi. Can't wait to meet them both. Okay. Great stuff.
Thursday.
Yes, so like, this is like almost the end of week 2.
Okay, yeah, week 2 of the 6 a.m. thing.
So someone actually contacted me yesterday saying that, oh, they didn't know that the show started at 6 a.m. I was like, yeah, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. I hope you liked it. Like, yes, it's very interesting. So there are a lot of people that are up at that time of the morning that we didn't even think.
Exactly.
You know, so a lot of us were wondering, okay, starting at 6 a.m., are there going to be people watching? And there are so
definitely
many.
people watching, yeah.
There are a few people even around the office saying they want to do the birthday shout-outs as well. They have family members. So it's, you know, everything is just working together. Feels really, really great.
All right, so today is World Poetry Day.
Oh, okay.
And so if you've never written a poem before...
Written.
I don't know why MM is laughing.
Written.
MM, why are you laughing? If you've never written a poem before, MM's going to write a poem before the end of today.
Oh, come on.
Whatever. I mean, you're going to come up with
I
something.
understand.
And TT as well.
What? Okay.
You don't have to be a poet to write a poem. Just get something to rhyme.
What am I going to write about?
So I have the highest respect
write
for
about
poets.
Oh,
because do you know how it's so difficult to write one line down, not even a full sentence. It could be just like a phrase or something. And you can write paragraphs on what that one line means. You know, so they paint pictures with just you know,
But
not...
the poetry is simple now.
crazy.
You're complicating things. Okay, so this is the table, right? And
yeah.
you want to write about the table.
Why would I write?
Yeah, so
even if I'm writing about the table.
Yeah, so if you wanted to write about the table, you'd use maybe the wood, the edges, the color,
Okay.
the height.
The sleek edges
Exactly.
of the mahogany.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
That's where you're
basically
going.
You
That's
have
it.
to have like a wild imagination as a poet. You have to be able to see things from different angles, different perspectives.
The chipped formica. It's not chipped, but the chipped formica.
Yeah, so things like
catching
that.
dust and wool.
You
as
see, you're
people
doing a
walk
great
past
job.
it.
Exactly, and then you then bring it to life, connect it with life or something happening. You know.
So I'm in pain this morning.
Why?
I cut myself. It wasn't
What did you
wasn't
do?
deliberate actually. I was rushing out
wasn't
this
deliberate,
morning.
okay.
Yeah. So I don't even know how I
Was this
got
the car
this
door?
injury. I don't even know.
Okay, so wait.
Oh, my.
How did it happen exactly?
I just know that I got to the car and then I'm like,
Your hand is hurting.
why am I
You
bleeding?
need to get something and clean that
Yeah,
off.
I
or
have. I've
something.
cleaned it off, but so like this is just like I don't know. So I'm like, why the hand? It could have been anywhere else. Like everyone can like see this, right?
Yeah, so people are going to be asking questions.
Yeah,
So is
everyone's
that
going to be
really the
asking
problem,
questions.
though, that people will be asking? Is that really the issue?
Sorry?
Is that really the issue that people will see it?
Yes, now.
Yeah.
It's not the issue that is hurting or something.
No.
She's going to cover
Because
it up
it's
eventually.
pain. Like, I mean, we go through pain, so like, you know.
Really? I think
Yeah.
I'll be more concerned.
And trust me, when it comes to pain, I have a really strong threshold for pain. Yes, I
okay.
do.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. But so I'm like, a lot of people, so people are going to say, oh, what's wrong with your hand? And I have to start explaining, I don't know.
You
know.
don't. Okay, so this issue of pain threshold you just
Since
talked
you guys
about.
didn't notice, let me bring it to your attention.
There was someone in the office last week that told me that they had 3 root canals.
What?
Root canal therapy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, 3. What were you doing? What were you thinking? How did your teeth get that bad? As
So
in
they had 3 teeth pulled out.
root canals. That's like they dig deep
Yeah,
into the
okay.
root and then bring it out and then, oh, it just drove me crazy.
Whoa.
And I said, you know what? Childbirth is going to be easy for you because
Oh,
if you've done
okay. If you've done that.
3 root canals, then you're good.
Super
you're
painful.
sweet.
But, you know, talking about childbirth, actually, I remember, you know, reliving my experience with a few friends sometime last week. And, you know, so a few of them also have, you know, been through the process, been through the experience, actually. And they were talking about how, you know, they were all screaming and how the midwives were telling them to, you know, tone it down. And I thought I was going to be one of the screamers.
Oh, okay.
I didn't scream.
For real?
You just said, yeah.
So
I
the
was
baby
in
just
pain.
flew out.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
you
in
were in pain,
pain,
okay.
but even they were surprised. Like, are you sure this is your first? And I
Wait.
said, yes.
All right, I'm getting to like that tune. Doom, 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 like zoom, 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 like to be about to get on the road. Yes, and if you have an appointment to make this morning, or you can't afford to be late for work, hey, then this is the report for you. You should really just take a few minutes to get this traffic update. Now, we aim to make your journey a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. So let's start things off with this particular route. So if you're coming from the Ojodu Bega area of Lagos and you're heading towards the island, right now the roads are jammed. I can tell you that it'll take about 1 hour 47 minutes for you to get to Victoria Island. But if you take an alternative route, that's if you pass through Third Mainland. If you take an alternative route, that is possibly the Western Avenue route that goes all the way over Echo Bridge, you'll save about 30 minutes. So you'll still be spending over an hour, but an hour, 20 minutes if you decide to take that particular road. Now, if you decide that you want to go through Maryland, for instance, on Ikodu Road, you're going to be there for quite a bit of time as well. It'll take you about an hour, an exact 1 hour to get through that traffic. The key spots of the traffic are around Marina. Marina seems to have quite a bit of a gridlock this morning, not sure why. If you are on the roads right now and you can tell us what's happening, please send us a tweet and use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Tell us what your own personal traffic update is like. So if you're on the roads right now, you're streaming with us, please tell us what the roads are like. I'm wondering if Yomi, are you going to the island today?
Yeah, well, I have to go home. I do have to go home now.
You never know.
Eventually. No, but yeah, possibly later on, but usually the traffic would have eased off by the time I'm going back.
Okay.
To the island. But right now, of course, it's pretty busy. Just about 2 hours to get from Ikeja to Victoria Island, yeah.
Okay. Is anybody else going to any key locations in Lagos? Let's see if we can find out what routes you're passing through and help you out.
All right, so from gated traffic here, yeah?
Yep.
Are you there? All right, so there is, at Perry.Tami is saying that apparently there's a rubble of sand and stones between VGC and Mega Chicken causing accidents on the road. A car assaulted somewhere in the gutter. Drivers need to be careful if you're coming from the VGC axis, right? Yomi, you should be familiar with that route because that's your area.
Well, that's it's far down a little bit.
That's not your museum.
That's Mike's area, actually, by faith. All right, so it's J Babs is saying that Ojota to Jibo is still very free this morning. Give it till after 10 a.m. And then Mile 12 to Ojota via Alakbere is also good
There are
to
times I've done this.
Why are you prophesying traffic, MM? Don't prophesy traffic into anybody's
prophesying.
life.
We are just letting you know
said
the
10 a.m.
realities
No.
that we live with. Today is a Thursday, and businesses are not open till after 10 a.m. So yeah, fingers are crossed.
That might actually be the reason why the route from our Akonwojo area of Lagos all the way to Ikeja seems a bit free right now.
Yeah.
It's going to take you about 35 minutes if you pass through all the key routes, Mongoro area or Oando area. There's so many places that are all free, smooth traffic, no hold-ups till you get to around Aromire. That's around the Adeni Jones turning. If you're coming to Ikeja from Akonwojo area of Lagos.
Also, we've got over here we have Ojota to Jibo. That's quite free. That's 7 minutes ago.
Okay.
And still very free, Mile 12 to Ojota as well via Alakbere. Also good to go there.
Yeah, and unfortunately for those who live in the Amuwo-Dofin Mile 2 axis, it's quite chaotic this morning. So between Alakija and Mile 2, you spend, somebody's saying that, okay, so at Kendola is saying that he spent close to 1 hour, 10 minutes from 5 a.m. to 6:14 a.m. this morning. So sorry, guys.
He left the house at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
So it's pretty tight there. And someone else here is saying at somebody who is tweeting Mile 2 blocked since 5 a.m. Wow, 100% locked down, all long vehicles. Interesting.
Okay, so I specifically went to that particular route. If you're coming from Trade Fair all the way to maybe Orile area of Lagos, you're definitely going to be passing through Mile 2. And yes, there are red lines all over the place. It seems to be backed up with traffic. But then again, it does say that it's going to take you just about 52 minutes to get across. So I'm not sure, maybe whatever was blocking the road has been moved. If you're around that area right now, why not tell us what's happening right now? Tweet to us and use our hashtag.
We talked about this on Monday. It's the trucks.
Yeah.
And that's still the long vehicles. That's still the problem that they're having.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that is ongoing, just continuously over the past 2 years.
All right, so there's another one here at about 5:43 a.m. That was, okay, so this is quite a while, actually. At Ewa KVN, he's saying Abulado towards Finnaija Express, blocked, fuel tankers barricade. Where's Finnaija again?
Wow, I know that bus stop. I know that bus stop.
Finnaija, where's Finnaija?
I'm going to figure that one out. I'm going to figure that one out. But for those of you, we'll be thinking about that now. For those of you moving from Aja area of Lagos, trying to get anywhere close to VI, you have a 1 hour, 20-minute journey ahead of you. I don't know, y'all that are going to the island. I don't know, man. It's still, I don't know. It's traffic early in the morning and red lines everywhere. Ajah bus stop blocked, Chevron area blocked, all the way down to Elegushi blocked, all the way down to second and third roundabout, all blocked. It's
Right
the
now.
whole road is just jammed. I don't know how you're planning to do it. If you know an alternative route or you know how to get a helicopter, maybe you should try that. But any appointment you have, just make sure you shift them till about 1.5 hours later. Then that's if you need to start going right now. But you guys, man, I need some coffee, man. All this traffic is giving me the heebie-jeebies. I'm coming to come and get some coffee from you guys.
Yeah, please do come. The water's kind of cold, though.
Yeah, so we'll just try to warm it up.
We're managing it.
I'm not managing this one with you, Yomi. I'm going to try and find a way to heat it up because I need something hot in my system right now. Why, Mike, why are you looking so moody this morning? What's the problem? You didn't sleep well? What's wrong with you?
What is this I'm hearing about the water?
Somebody's calling Mike to ask him for money.
Okay.
For money.
Ooh,
He's not impressed.
yay.
Yes, hey, boy, can I have my money? What's wrong with you?
So yesterday,
Okay, so apparently somebody went to Ibadan to get money.
Yomi just knows
Sorry.
how to just
Spoil gist. Okay,
spoil
sorry,
gist.
sorry.
We wanted to warm up, warm up for this gist.
Okay, please warm up.
We are warming up.
this is no longer trending.
No, it is, oh, it
It's
is.
no longer
It
trending.
is. Check.
It's
It
not
is.
now.
It is, Mike.
Tell us what the gist is.
Anyway,
This was
so
It's not
guys,
trending. It has finished.
hashtag it's still trending. Check. Hashtag Lagos to Ibadan has
Okay,
been
so let me
trending.
check that hashtag,
So see
finally.
now. Okay,
It's
wait,
not
I
the
don't know.
expressway, I'm guessing.
I don't know where your own Lagos
It's not
trend
the
is. so-
expressway.
But my own is trending. Is here. Look at it. Where is
Okay,
it?
so a young girl needed money.
No, she did not need money.
Okay. All right.
So Babe is okay. So she's
boy.
a student of a very popular private school in
she's a student.
Nigeria. Yes, she's a student. And well, from reports gathered,
But she's a student. I expected that she have
needs-
more sense.
Excuse me, Mister. So it's necessary. So for you to leave the school premises, you have to write an exit. You have to apply for an exit.
Oh, right.
And before your exit is approved, the school authority has to call your parents to let them know that, oh, okay, so have you given this your word permission to leave the school? Anyways, we don't know who the school authority contacted, but Babes left school and staged her kidnap. There was an alleged, yes.
Really?
And the boyfriend she went to meet at Ibadan was actually, the boyfriend she went to meet at Ibadan was one of the people who were, reporting her missing.
Okay.
Oh.
So the boyfriend was in on it.
Well, apparently.
So are you sure they didn't plan it together? Like,
Well,
oh
we
my
don't
goodness.
know. But it's been trending. Everyone's been
So how
talking
did
about
they
it. So
find
her
out?
friends called her out on social media because she came back with, an alleged rape. As an
Story.
alleged rape victim, that she was raped, she was kidnapped, and she
Okay,
was
yeah,
raped and
so-
all of that, yeah.
Okay.
And then her friends eventually found out, and then they started calling her out on on Twitter, on social media.
So, but she's a smarter version of Josie Smollett, though, because her story
Wow.
doesn't quite hold up, but it's better than Josie
So the
Smollett's
only
story.
reason why this story doesn't hold
Wouldn't
up
have
is
known.
because of the fact that she got an exit and maybe her parents didn't give the approval for this exit. That's one. Girls go out of school all the time. They want to go party, they want to go to the beach, they want to have fun. But if a girl says for any reason she was attacked or raped or whatever, I will never, completely say she's lying until maybe they do like a medical examination of her and whatever.
No, but these are two things that she said. First, that she was kidnapped, which is bad enough.
Yes.
And then you come back and then you say you're raped. As in, that's
Okay,
that's
so,
totally...
Like, are you trying to save head here? Like, just trying to save your...
No, I'm just saying.
See, the point is that
If a young girl, for any reason, says she was abused or raped, the first thing is find out from a medical examiner, find out if anything has actually happened to her first. If, for instance, she says she was kidnapped, within that time, we don't know all the places she went to. We don't know if she was threatened, if she was told not to tell anybody or whatever. Just find out first. I'm just somebody that will never crucify. Okay, so the reason why I'll say this is because I've been attacked before. And I understand how terrible it is when your friends don't believe you They don't understand
okay,
you.
so
They
see
don't
where you're
listen
coming
to you.
from.
So it just depends on the situation. Now, different things could have happened in that whole timeline. Find out from this girl first before crucifying her. And this whole Justice Smollett issue that you are raising, Yomi, it's not, it's just, I'm tired.
She doesn't
you know
have,
why?
first
You
of
know
all-
why? You know why? Because now everybody is a Justice Smollett. Now everybody, they lie.
Anyway,
why?
first of all, you don't have good friends, my dear friend.
No, that's not
Imagine
the.
this.
It's
Yes,
not
she
true.
doesn't have. Yes, she doesn't
It's
have good
not
friends
true. See,
because
look.
no wait. So this sort of thing happens, and your friend come all the way to social media to call you out. Come on,
Now,
Haba.
see, look,
So you
how.
gotta guard each other's. You gotta guard each other's
The
back
girl who
now.
called her
You have
out
to have
said
each other's
something.
back.
The girl who called her out said something. Said, look, we spent 2 to 3 days. I was the one that put out your picture. We
Okay.
put out your picture on social media that you were missing. We
Okay.
reported
So
to
the
the
friend would have
police.
been
We reported to everybody that you
Yeah.
were missing. And this your dude was part of it. So we called him. We were, Baba and Mama were
Planning, they were
You're
having
not
a
planning.
private occasion.
You're not planning.
vacation.
Mama was
Get
collecting
away.
the thing. And he showed you was calling the guy, and guy was in on it. So guy was like, okay. Ah, she's
Wait,
no.
so are you
Let me
saying-
finish now. She called them, and guy was there with her, and we were like, he sent her, he posted also. that she
Yeah,
was
he
missing.
posted that she was missing.
So the friend, now this is what happens. Now when she was found,
I don't understand.
so when she was found, and they found out that she was with this guy, so the friend felt like my credibility of standing for you. If I went all this way to look for you, then I have a responsibility to the rest of the public to let them know what happened, which is a good thing. She let us know what happened. So and next time, you are careful. And Mama put you, look at this, my friend. I went to collect something, and he's saying,
No, I feel that they
this
could have
thing.
still found a way to just,
I
you
beg
know,
you,
make the
found
gist,
what?
I still
yeah,
think there's
just,
still more
you
to
know,
that
kill it.
story.
Found what?
You still think there's more to the
I
story?
still think there's more to the story.
Just like you still think there's still more to the Justice
yes,
Smollett.
and I still think we're going to get a lot of information about it soon enough.
Guy did it.
Yeah.
Who Justice Smollett?
Yes.
Whatever.
He did. Justice Smollett definitely did it. Those two Kupe boys, I mean, what they call them. that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wow, Yomi.
Yomi has been raising on those coupe boys.
No, Yomi, this one was below the belt. Why? We have ads. We have a break
Okay,
coming
we
up.
have to go to a
We have
break
to
now.
go, Yomi. Ah,
Right
why?
back.
Why?
I'm based in 2 areas, in sculpture, metal and modeling. And I always like anything I word, it should be in form of my modeling style. That will look great, like the way I use clay. I should also use that in my metal works. After I've graduated from school, that is when I now see the area, my strength area, that I will be good in metal. And also, because I also love sculpting also, say I can apply what I'm sculpting in my metal work. Things that people think that is waste, can gather them together and make it to form an art piece. What you think that in your house you waste it out, you can gather it together, use it, give us money. While other area you must buy the materials completely. While we can get our material easily from streets, from anywhere. No, we have different way. You can use arc machine and gas also to weld. But most time here we use arc machine, that is welding machine. We use that one here most time to weld 2 irons together, that plates, rod together to form an art piece. You can't say this is actual price of an artwork. It depends what the feelings of artists want, but the least art piece that I'm doing is least is 100,000. I can say I love female figures. I always inspire doing female figures. Most time I see maybe a lady post, maybe walking, and I will see something from that steppies. I would like to draw it out and make it into artworks. This field of art doesn't encourage lazy people. You have to work hard. Both in the morning, night, any hour I must be working. You must not be lazy. There's no space for a lazy person in art field.
All right, it's
Interesting,
time for...
interesting package.
Yeah,
very
Nigerians are doing amazing stuff. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
Honestly.
It's
do
time.
something with your hands.
We have to learn some. At least I promise that I'm going to try and learn something new every year.
Yeah, your learning-centered candles this year.
Yeah, no, that one is almost done.
I want to learn
Just
to play the
like-
keyboard.
The keyboard? Really? Why? Why keyboard? Why not guitar?
I don't know, every time you do this, your fingers do not exactly look like, I mean, you have to look like, I mean, you have to really have nice fingers for you to be able to play the keyboard.
Are you sure about that? MM?
MMA
Have you seen
scored.
Kobam's fingers?
MMA scored.
They don't look nice as they are. But I don't know how many people better than him.
Why are you saying Kuba? How do you know his fingers don't look nice? What do nice fingers actually look like?
All right, so welcome to the Nutrition.
Welcome. Now we have one of the best jobs in the world. Our job is injecting copious amounts of fun into your morning. Yes, indeed. Monday
That just means
through Friday.
It just means plenty.
Plenty, copious
that's
amounts.
That's what it means. And you know what the Holy Book says about whatsoever.
What?
Whatsoever your hands find to do,
Yeah.
do it very well.
Oh.
I don't, yeah.
It's too early in the morning for this. It's too early in the morning for this.
It's good. Earlier on, we said whatever you prayed about today.
Yeah.
Amen to that. So we're
Yes,
saying
of
it
course.
again. So if you prayed about something you've been expecting from the beginning of the week, big amen
What have you been
to
hoping
all your
for?
prayers.
What
yeah.
are you wishing for? What are you praying for? What are you having faith for? Whatever it is, it's yours. Now, we have so much happening on social media as well. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we'll be giving you some breakfast or lunch inspiration this morning in the kitchen.
AY is in the building with MM in the kitchen.
Chef Ayola, welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, so come.
I'm naturally, you see, okay, I'm not even going to say anything.
Calm. AY, you're not naturally
Can we
calm.
move on? Can we actually move on? Because we started on a very, very bad note today. After you people have dragged me. I've been dragged.
But your hair looks great, though.
We said your hair looked great. We
Yeah.
said you got a good night's rest. So I'm
Yes.
not sure what you
and
mean
Mike
by
said you got some
Put
something.
together, so you rested well.
I feel like it's just natural hair coming from the girls right now because this is all.
You know we have-
all
we have-
mine.
we have
I don't know
love
why you guys
for
always
you.
talking about my hair.
You know we have love for you. We have
Oh well. As long as you cook something good, we're
join
all
us
right.
today.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as you
yes.
cook something good, we are fine. We're good.
I will try. I will attempt.
We trust
All
her to
right.
All right, so straight to this morning's highlights, ladies and gentlemen.
This thing.
So I've got a book in my hand. It's called Of Priests and Mermaids. And of course, it's written by J.C. Nova.
Yes.
And he's going to be joining us this morning to talk about this book. It's a collection of short stories, and it's very nice, very well written.
I love the name though. His name, or is it a her? Is it a he? It is a he,
It's a he,
right?
yeah.
J.C. Nova. Such a very touche name. I like that. Joining Mike this morning for tech segment is Leyema Controller. Now, They'll be discussing artificial intelligence and the role it'll play in our lives in the next 5 years.
And from that, Papa Naija will be joining us for a performance. All right, so welcome to the Nutrition Center.
Thank you very much, Benfit, for that exercise routine this morning. Over here in the kitchen with me is Chef Ayola of AY Subs this Thursday morning. And she's got us looking all, you know, ready for the weekend.
Yes.
You know, the Thursdays are like a prelude into the weekend.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So she's already, you know, setting that tone for us here in the kitchen. And this morning we are making... Why are you smiling?
Because I don't understand what you mean by setting it on. What have I done that's exciting? We're just
Anyways,
making
like I was
pasta.
saying, we actually... Girl. We are making Oriental pasta with mince, bolognese, and hash. Yes. You already know that whenever Chef Ayola is around, she comes with a plate mouthful, or a dish mouthful,
A mouthful,
or a recipe mouthful.
They get the gist. They
All
get
right,
the
so
gist.
on your screen right there are the ingredients. So you take it away, Chef Ayola.
You want me to explain the whole...
No.
Sorry,
You will not
let's
explain it.
just carry. Okay, sorry. Let's just move on. Okay, we're making pasta today.
on this show.
Sometimes I
let's
have to
talk about
clarify, and I thought
ingredients,
you'd help me at least.
All right, so you want me to
already
help you?
Yeah, now
So
give
we're
them.
talking. So for our Oriental, why is it Oriental though?
Because I'm not using Maggi to
You're not using
season
seasoning.
it. So, yeah, sorry,
not
seasoning.
seasoning the
Sorry, I'm
pasta.
not. Thank you. I'm not
Yeah.
seasoning the pasta. I'm basically using Asian seasoning, so I'm just going to put oyster and soy once it's done, and that kind of changes the whole taste of the pasta itself.
So that's what makes it Oriental.
Yes.
So in case you can't get oyster sauce, you could get soy sauce. Is that
Yeah, but I'm
enough?
using both. Yes, yeah, of course it's enough. But I think there's this thing that oyster sauce does with meals.
Okay.
That is, I think I'd rather have regular seasoning and use oyster than have it the other way around.
Okay.
So I'd rather use oyster over soy personally.
All right.
Yeah.
And then our pepper for our mince bolognese.
Because I'm such a chili head, like, you know, I always have to add pepper to everything. So with this one, I'm going to just chop up a little. This is not supposed to be a spicy dish, but I just can't help myself. So this is just going to be chopped up into tiny bits and then added to our sauce, our bolognese sauce.
Okay. And then for our, what's the plum for?
That's what I just said. Stay with me. The sauce.
Yeah, no, you have to explain.
The
All
sauce.
these recipes on this, all these ingredients on this table, they are not here for fun. This plum, what are you using it
And now
for?
for the sauce that I said I'm going to chop the chili into.
You said the pepper. So the plum, we are frying it, Abi? with
Not so much as
vegetable oil.
frying, almost like, almost sweating, like you're boiling. You really need very little or no oil.
All right, so just in case you're wondering what plums are, you want to tell us what they are?
They're basically,
Viewers understand what it is.
they're, I think it could be the skin on skinless tomatoes, but the idea of what plums are just like tomatoes that are in a can and they've been de-seeded and peeled. So they are ready for just the actual, it's almost like, it looks like a uncooked ketchup.
Okay.
Because it's that smooth, like you literally can't feel, even the seeds that you can see,
Okay.
you can't actually feel them.
So you can use tomato puree if you like.
No, but you add tomato. Tomato puree is essentially nothing like this. It's really dry. It's just for color. It's really just for color, in my opinion, because tomato itself has a very tangy taste. But this is more like the juice, your pepper.
Okay.
Do you understand? When you're blending pepper, this is more like omi tomato. Do you know what that means?
So for our mince bolognese, we are having our mince meat here
Yes.
with our plums and our pepper, right?
Yes, and garlic.
And garlic.
Yes.
And then, what's this?
That's the soy and oyster, but I mixed it together
Okay.
because you can see the little thick lump. That's the oyster, and then the one around is the soy.
sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. And for our sweet potatoes, we are using
I was going to use regular potatoes, but I thought, who wants to be boring? So I decided to use sweet potatoes.
for our hash browns.
Yes.
Yeah. So just in
No,
case
but
you're
they're not hash browns. I had to correct you. Let me just clarify that.
Okay.
Yeah? Hash browns are essentially almost grated or finely cut potatoes, regular Irish potatoes, and you kind of make it into like a frittata, mold it up and then
mold,
fry
yeah,
it. Yeah. So it's almost like half-cooked, tasting Irish potatoes. Now, what I'm doing is different. I'm cutting mine into like chunks. So essentially, I just took out the brown side of it.
So we're
yeah.
just using hash.
I'm just making hash.
So
yeah.
basically, we're just going to chop our potatoes and, toss them in the pan so they're brown. And our Oriental pasta.
We'll just boil it, yes,
Yeah.
regularly, strain it al dente, and then...
Chef Ayola, My word.
Let me show off small now.
I know,
When
I
must you
know.
be? When
No,
must
you
you
can't
be
come
the
and show
one?
off here.
When
This is
must you
not
be
your
the one?
spotlight. All right, people. So as we all know, Thursdays are for book chats, and we have that coming right up after this. Stay with us.
All right, JC Nova is a writer and speaker. He also serves as a business consultant and spends a considerable amount of time mentoring and being a counselor to a lot of young men. That's very good and commendable for this guy. Well, he's written a book, and it's called Of Priests and Mermaids. Wow, amazing. Thank you for joining us this morning and for writing this book as well.
Thank you for having
Collection
me.
of short stories.
Yep.
I think there are about 8 of them or so.
Yeah, about 12 stories.
Oh,
actually.
about 12 stories. And very well written. That's the first thing I have to say.
Thank you.
About this. Well, you call them short stories, but some of them look like they're short, long stories.
Yeah.
Something like that. First thing I want to ask, as a writer, because I can see that a lot of work went into this. You explored different scenarios, different kinds of stories, different locations, and all of that. Are these a result of experiences you have personally had?
Some of them are actually experiences. It's easy to sort of write based on stuff that's happened in your own life. But sometimes it also comes from like reading other books or just dreaming up like new worlds or new terrains or new context in your mind.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how you have like different environments.
Exactly, because when you talk about dreaming up new worlds, when you move from UK to this location and being in an abbey, for instance, you're wondering, okay, how did you know what a monastery looked like?
That involved a bit of research, actually.
Exactly, yeah. So some research obviously would
Absolutely.
have to go into writing some of these stories. But with regards to experiences, and especially when it comes to connecting with people's emotions, like the reader's emotions and all of that, would you have to feel these emotions as you write? Or would it have then been something that you would need to remember? Like, for instance, if somebody died, or if somebody falls in love, or if somebody wanted to get married and things like that?
True, that's like really spot on. So as you write, what happens is your characters tend to come alive, but you also start to, you find yourself getting immersed in what you're writing. And then if someone dies, you start to feel what the person feels.
Yeah.
You pretty much are seeing through the eyes of the characters you're writing about, and you can draw on some of your past experiences. So if you've fallen in love, if you've been afraid, if you've been scared, if you've lost someone, you can pretty much draw on these emotions. And then as you write them, or write about these emotions, and people read the way you express these things, they can actually relate. Because, again, a lot of these things are common themes to us as human beings.
Yeah. One of the things that I know happens to a lot of writers as well is they tend to become like their characters. Sometimes maybe you're writing about a character, especially if it's a long form of writing, like a novel. You begin to channel some of these, maybe some of these things that you've described in your novel. Does that happen to you as well?
It's almost like the reverse. So, like Ian Fleming and James Bond and so on. So if in your mind okay, so I'm involved in like a few things. I do some martial arts. I like action movies and all that kind of stuff. And because that's a bit of my background, it sort of comes across in my writing. So when I'm writing stuff, there's like the action part of my writing. So it's pretty much like a flip side of things. Your experiences and who you are sort of comes into your writing.
Right.
It's much easier that way.
Okay, so the last story that I read here, which I thought was very compelling. There are many compelling stories. We're still going to talk about your style of writing and all of that. Okay. You talked about Forgive Me, Father, which is the story. And it was sort of like a priest living a double life, or a triple life, as it were. He was a priest, and vigilante of some sort, of like a superhero type thing, who was also in love with somebody else. So that's, a lot of confusion happening in the guy's life. So that obviously, I mean, because he was a vigilante and like an action hero type person, it comes across from the writer who likes action movies, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the story itself, does that reflect the conflict in a man? Because I know one of the things that you do is mentoring men. So is that one of the things that you're trying to project, that every man goes through this kind of conflict, whether they're priests or not?
Yeah, pretty much true. Like someone said, like there is good in like the worst of men, and in the best of men, they're like bad spots. Like everybody has like their own demons. So even for a priest who is almost like the epitome of like righteousness, you see him having these conflicts, these emotions on the inside that he's fighting with. And that comes across, like you said, when you talk to young people, even in my own life, there are areas where you're conflicted. But the beautiful thing is, it's pretty much how you learn to rise above these emotions, the negative emotions, to play up your strong sides and to de-emphasize the weak areas and just leave with, you know, your imperfections.
Yeah, I like that, you know, playing up the strong sides of it. Now, some of the things that, when somebody reads this novel, right, I know that you situated this novel to be an international piece of work. Sure. So, of course, there were some of the stories that you had Nigerian names there, but you also mixed them with international names as well. Was that deliberate from you?
Absolutely. What I say to people is, once you're writing something and you're looking at people reading or paying for your book, or you're writing music, it sort of goes from being a hobby to becoming a product. And if you're thinking product, you have to think markets. So pretty much I was writing for both the Nigerian market and for the international market, so that people who are Nigerian can read and relate, but people who are not Nigerian can also read and relate as well, because you never know where the book is going to end up. So it was really deliberate to frame the stories and curate them in this manner.
I saw in some of the reviews they were saying that, oh, this should be made into a movie. Is that something that you'll be thinking about doing, maybe a screenplay or something like that in the future?
I'd love to. I'd love to. I think it'll be...
Some of those things will be tough to project on the screen, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what will normally happen is you get like a person who can take a regular story and then write like a movie script, you know, who has experience in that area, and then we'll see how it goes.
All right, JC Nova, thank you for joining us this morning. Where can I find this book?
You can get this on Amazon, on Okada Books, Barnes & Nobles, any major online store internationally. And then if you want autograph copies, just go on Instagram to _JC Nova and hit me up.
And there, all right. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a good book. It's a very, very good and easy read, and he's a great writer. Fantastic. All right, so welcome to the Nutrition.
In the kitchen this morning with me, Chef Ayola, and we are making Oriental pasta with beans, bolognese, and hash.
Yes.
And the ingredients for our Oriental pasta?
Is, yes, regular pasta, whatever you want, fusilli, macaroni, anything you want, essentially. But I would, well, spaghetti as well, I guess, with soy sauce and oyster sauce. That essentially is all we're putting in our pasta.
Okay.
And right now we have our hash.
Potatoes.
Yes. For some reason, I didn't get that many potatoes with skin on, and it's a little bit irritating. Okay. But you have some in there. So I'm just going to partly boil that.
So we are going to partly boil that and then fry it up, yeah?
Not. When you say fry, like I feel like you're deep frying something,
Not
you're
deep
sauteing
frying
it.
Yeah, but just
like
sauteing
just lightly sauteing it with a bit of seasoning, and then we just arrange at the top of our pasta.
But we are going for like a goldish brown.
Yeah, almost. Yes, but not too brown. Yeah, yes.
All right. And then for our minced bolognese.
Yeah. What the viewers have missed is we essentially had our minced meat, which is. You can get that anywhere, or you can even have a mincer at home, and you can mince your regular beef into tiny strips.
They can just get it from the grocery store.
Exactly, yes. And with our minced meat, we season it with onions, garlic, some seasoning cubes, and a bit of salt before we decide to fry it. So just the actual mince, don't overwork the mince, otherwise it starts to stiffen. The beef will start to stiffen. Okay. The more you mix your mince, the harder it becomes when you fry it.
Wow,
the less you do it, the softer and more tender it becomes. Okay. And that really is very, very important when you're making burgers. So when you eat some burgers, you're like, but this thing's like Ishon in this thing. That's like, it's because they've overworked the mince.
And you didn't know, I didn't even know that you could marinate your mincemeat.
Oh, you do?
I actually just, put it on the heat and just, saute it.
No, you can do it. You can put anything you want. And then if you like to make your burger, you would literally have to marinate it and then put egg and flour. Then you now make it into like a cake form.
Oh, I'm too lazy for that because I just buy the parties
Diva.
like that.
Diva. I wish I was you right now.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's just get on with our minced bolognese. Don't sass me this morning. Let's just get on with our minced bolognese.
All right, so yeah, what we did was essentially after we mixed it up with all the seasoning, we then fried it in a little bit of oil and onions. We took it off, and then we made, like, just for the sake of being creative, we made extra tiny meatballs with some of the mince that we had left over. But now everything is not fully cooked. It's fun. Why are you giggling?
Because I really don't understand why Mike is talking to me.
You know,
but let's not pay him any attention.
Mike will talk to you all through today. Yeah. Mike doesn't mess with me.
I know.
He wants you to treat me fairly, and he's seen a few
so
jabs that you...
with our mince bolognese quickly, yeah. So we're just going to toss in pour in our vegetable oil, yeah?
Yes, just a little bit.
Okay, and then...
Do you want to do that? Do you want to put the oil in? Let me get the grater for the garlic.
Why are you making me work this
Because you want to, in your heart. You really want to. I'm telling you. One day you'd wake up and get like, man, that stupid girl made me do this. Okay, remember what she did. I'm going to do all these things. Yeah, and you would do it, like, totally.
All right.
Okay, so you want the vegetable oil?
Yeah, I'm just going to get a bowl because we have to pour it into a bowl.
Okay, let me grab you one.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to pour in our vegetable oil and then toss in our plum, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, and then our plum here is from seedless tomatoes. Yeah, but this comes actually in a can. You could get it from a grocery store. And then what are you tossing in next? Pepper or onion?
Garlic first.
Okay, garlic.
Yeah.
And then our mincemeat goes in last, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, this is a very easy quick recipe. It's not hard at all. Very easy to make as long as you know you have all the ingredients right.
And you mentioned something about do you want to go?
We're going to come back to that.
Cool.
We're going to come back to that.
But
we have to go on a quick break, guys. I hope you've been staying tuned. Don't go anywhere. There's so much more coming right up after this. Stay with us.
All right, so we just arrived in the third hour.
Yeah.
And as you know, this is where you should be every single morning because you are our priority on this show. Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, well, now you don't have a choice. We're there. We're going to be here from 6 every single day. You don't have a choice. You're going to watch us.
Don't forget, it's 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
A lot of people still don't know yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
6 a.m. all the way till about 8:45 because you are interested in some of the stuff we do, and we try to make you more interested in other new things that you've never seen.
Yeah.
So many great things are happening, and so many things you should be aware of. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us on the show. It's a fresh edition of Wake Up Nigeria. I'm Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. We are streaming live on Facebook right now at TVC Connect. And for comments, please, our hashtag is your best friend right now, your best buddy. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah?
Of course, something is going on in the kitchen. Everywhere is full of that special sweet aroma.
What is Mike doing there now? What?
You don't have anything to talk about.
Security!
You see me standing here, I'm not even near the food.
What?
When you there, I'm not even near the food, you're calling my name.
Oh my goodness. Why?
Oh,
Why? Can we please turn off Mike's microphone, please?
Mike should be giving food inspector gadgets.
Can we turn off his mic?
You should get him a food is ready t-shirt.
And I'm just on my own. I'm not even near there.
FFF. Friend for food. Still to come on the show. So much in store for you.
Steve Ekpenisi, who's a sculptor, he's going to be here to talk to us about sculpting and what it means in Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. I saw one of his sculptures earlier, and it's going to be really interesting talking to him. Then we bring you another musical performance. We have the band of King Ogeyemi Chameleon coming up.
All right, photographer, content creator, producer, and director Uche Udo will be joining us for a chat.
Yes, so can't wait, can't wait. Also joining us is international supermodel. Yes, I know Mike is interested in this one. Adesola Adeyemi.
I'm not.
You're not interested in it. Why?
Why would you put it? This is not fair.
Why would you
This
say
discrimination. I'll report of you to HR.
Why? What?
HR, where are you?
I said there's
I don't
fine baby.
understand.
I was there on my own. I was not even near him. I was just studying for the next hour of the show.
Studying in the
Studying in the on my own. No.
Studying.
You must call my name.
Wow.
Say if you join, I put my hand on this disturb. You're me, three of you.
AY has been pre-informed that
Three
she
of
should
them.
make sure that she keeps the pot after.
I
So
don't
she's
want.
been
I
praying
don't want.
for-
I'm not interested.
So that he doesn't go anywhere.
But there's something I'm interested in, and I would say for those of you that have kids, and if and when I get kids, at as early as possible, the moment the kid can open their eye, get them a laptop.
Wow.
Get them a laptop. If they show some form of numerical aptitude or quantitative aptitude, encourage them. It's the future. There are a lot of people I see today, there are a lot of jobs that will be non-existent in 10 years' time.
Yeah.
A lot, even we're seeing around here.
Yeah.
And that a lot, in a number of times, people were not prepared for the world coming.
Yeah.
It is a
It's already here.
technology-driven world.
We're going to have robot newscasters.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the news.
I mean, very soon you go to the petrol station, you won't see attendants.
Yes,
Yeah.
you see robots.
You won't see people manning cameras.
True.
You won't have a need for a repairman. Things will automatically fix
You
themselves.
won't have a need for
China
drivers
is
and
working
things
on
like
it.
that.
So Elsie,
There are
do you-
already driverless cars.
Yes.
Already, you know, that taxi company.
Yeah.
That, international
See, my
taxi
point.
company.
No, my point now is that for the people I know, please, I'll push it and get your kids get them a laptop. Let them start learning whatever form of coding. If they show a form of quantitative or numerical aptitude, then
Even
push
if
it to
this
them.
Mike does not have an idea of
Push it
how
to them.
a child, when a baby transitions into being a child. Don't get him a laptop yet.
don't go-
You know.
no, no, no.
Because
Okay,
I
so
already got no.
Go
because
to
even-
China.
no,
You don't see
listen.
China.
No, wait, listen.
Okay, so
Be
At
there,
this
be
age,
doing
There are
that.
even
child-
Elsie is already
Interested.
like, she takes your phone.
Yeah.
She knows you make a call with it.
Yeah.
So she's like, hello,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah.
hello.
Exactly.
And the next thing, she tosses it. Go get her laptop.
But you know that those phones, there's some phone there's a charge others. Those ones that get Turaya, very strong. When you hit it, you pick it back again. I am telling you, please.
it's actually
I will push it.
interesting.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
From the moment they can see, put a system in front of them. I'm telling you.
Okay, so it's interesting. The twins are actually they're very online.
IT savvy,
They're
yeah.
very online.
them
There
on.
was, I don't know how, one of the twins just links the laptop to the big screen TV in the parlor, and I was wondering what exactly did she press? Did she plug something? I had no clue, and she couldn't even explain it to me. She just did it, and you know, it's because we just gave them free rein. Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria continues, and as you can see, it's all about art this morning. Steve Ekwenesi is a Nigerian sculptor. He studied sculpture in the Federal Polytechnic, Auchi, in Edo State. And he's got loads to tell us about his works. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you look like an artist. Even the way you're dressed, you look like, it looks like we dragged you out of your studio to come here and talk to us today. Tell us how it all started for you when it comes to sculpting.
It all started when I was a child. From childhood, I learned art through everything within my reach.
Okay.
From my dad's gadgets, electrical gadgets. Sometimes I destroy them and make sculptures out of them.
Okay.
And most times I receive beats. And I kept them until I got to study sculpture in Auchi Poly.
Okay, so was that the plan? So when you went to Auchi Poly, did you go straight for sculpting, or there was something else you were interested
you know, it's a polytech. Auchi Poly is a polytechnic. Like you know, in polytechnic, you run your ND first, and your HND. During your ND, you do painting and general art. You go across every area of art. You know, we have ceramics, we have textiles, we have painting, we have sculpture and graphics. So you cut across all these areas.
It seems like you've used quite a lot of different materials in your work. So we've seen quite a few pictures of things you've done as well as what we have here on display. What do you call this?
This is a metal sculpture, welded metal.
Welded metal.
Yes,
So you use the welding machine,
yes.
and is this iron or
Yes, it's
Okay.
iron.
where do you source your material from?
It has every vocation has a market for it.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing, you must have a market for what you're doing. So I go to the market and I know the market, I get it. And usually some of my works are in junks, where you actually pick the materials.
From junkyards?
Yes, from junkyards.
Wow, okay.
Like some of, I couldn't get the works because of their sizes. I would have shown you, but so this particular one is done with rods. I cut the rod into pieces and begin to weld them.
Okay, so this seems very dangerous, I have to say, because the heat of a welding machine, the fact that these metal pieces are, should I use the word unrefined? You know, it's not like they were specially cut and carved to be put into a sculpture. So you must have put a lot of work in to bend and mold them into this. How long would something like this take?
Yes, the speed at which every artist's work differs.
Okay.
It takes some time because every sculpture has a process. Like my kind of sculpture, usually when you see my sculpture, you think it has gone through a process called modeling and casting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you understand what I mean by that. My work doesn't go through that process.
Okay.
I build. Okay, before I go through that, let me explain what modeling and casting is. Usually, if you have your phone, let's assume you have your phone. You keep your phone on the table and take cement, mix it with sand, a little sand and water. You put it on the phone. Okay. It will set after some time. And after a day or two, it hardens.
Yeah.
So when you remove your phone, you have the imprint, the print of your phone inside this cement. So you now decide the material
to put into that cast. Okay.
To get your
So you didn't do that.
My works doesn't go through that. Okay. Rather, I start building my forms with one piece, welding one to another, creating the whole piece.
Wow, I find it so hard to believe that you put this together. Maybe if I watch you actually doing it, I'll be able to connect a little bit more. But I'm wondering the people that buy your pieces, who are your market now? Any unusual customers?
For now, you know, the social media has actually come to aid so many things. Anything you're doing, except you don't want to go global. I have few people who actually collect my art. Okay. Because I don't want to make my art very porous. I don't want to put my art everywhere. Okay. To be able to hold the value. Because when you see it everywhere, it simply means that anyone can actually acquire it. Okay. Because art is priceless. What the value of an artist, what it means to me, may mean nothing to you. So I get customers here and there.
Outside the country?
Outside the country,
okay. Within
the country. Some buy it and take it outside the country. I haven't actually get a direct one from outside the country for now.
All right. I think that's about to change, because from what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing some amazing work. And the amount of effort you put into it shows that you really, really have a passion for this. But if, for instance, you know, you've started a piece and it's not working, what do you do? Maybe it's just not bringing what you...
I go to rest.
You rest it?
I go to rest. I leave it.
Okay. For how long, maybe?
Like when I started this piece, I knew, for me, every artwork is underexplored by the artist. Because before you have a concept in your head, you have already built it. You have already gone through the challenges you face. Okay. And you have already seen how it's going to look like when you're done. But each time I do work, I don't feel satisfied.
Wow.
So when I started this piece, I realized it wasn't giving me what I wanted. So I had to let it go for that day.
And then you came back
and I came back.
Now, Steve, I wish we had more time to talk about this. I'll definitely be checking you out online. What's your Instagram handle?
Steve Visuals.
Steve Visuals.
Yes.
All right, then. I'm going to go and check out some of your other pieces online. Amazing work you've done here. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us about it.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back. And now, of course, we know we usually have the tradition of bringing you people who have exceeded expectations out there in any different industry. And of course, Uche Udo is a Nigerian female photographer who's joining us this morning. She's also a filmmaker and a model who has been a part of many different projects since 2007. She was part of the 2007 edition of the reality TV show Amstel Malta Box Office. We also have Adesola Adeyemi, who's one of Nigeria's finest in the modeling, of course, the modeling and fashion world. She has worked internationally with the likes of Rebecca Minkoff, Kimora Lee Simmons, Nicole Miller, NYC, and of course, she's walked the biggest stages all across the world. So let's find out more about these two lovely ladies joining us this morning. Yesterday was Women Crush Wednesday, but you know, you're still a woman crush this Thursday morning. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so so this is a crazy industry. Everybody knows, either locally or internationally. It's crazier in Nigeria, modeling, from the stories that we've heard. But I'm going to start with you, Uche. I mean, you worked with, I'm sure you worked in different industries, in fashion as well. So talk to us about what the industry is like in 2019. I know it's evolved a lot.
Am I talking from the perspective of a filmmaker or from the model's perspective?
Well, probably, you know, as a filmmaker, it's a bit different. But, you know, photography specifically now, maybe for the fashion industry.
We're in an age where everyone has access to a good camera and like their social media. So the way it was like a couple of years back is not like that anymore. Like you can become a star overnight because of Instagram. Yeah. Most especially, or Twitter. Anything can go viral. So it's not that hard to get into the industry anymore. And for the professionals, I think that affects your work, right? Because everyone is claiming to be
Instagram model.
Yes,
exactly.
And they're influencers and they're getting paid for it. So it's a lot easier to get into the industry now. But are you a professional? I can't answer that. But that's because of the internet, and you wouldn't even blame them.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it looks like it's probably professionalism that's going to separate the amateurs from you know,
the people that are just starting.
Exactly,
pretty much.
Exactly. Desola, I mean, welcome back home.
Thank you.
How long have you been around?
What did you say?
How long have you been in town?
I came back on Friday.
Okay,
just last week Friday.
You're just going to be around for a few days. And how's it been so far, being back home?
It's been fun. I actually miss Lagos a lot. And, you know, it's been so cold in New York. So right now I'm like getting all the old sun that I've missed. You know, because lack of sun just makes me feel depressed. And I'm back to Lagos.
Okay, well, anyway, it's springtime and pretty soon it's going to be summer. So now, leaving Nigeria and then, you know, being on an international stage, it's sort of like a culture shock and probably a transformation. So talk to us about that journey.
Okay, so I would say I already conceived the idea of going abroad to model, but I never had like a basic plan, like a right plan or anything. I just conceived it in my mind, and I would always tell my friends that I'm going to model in America. But I had like lots of criticisms like, oh, you don't know anyone, you don't have money, you know, you're studying accounting, because I was in University of Lagos. And the only thing is, like, I thrive on the criticism. Like, so when people criticize me, I just want to make them understand that I want to do this thing, and I'm going to make it. And I had friends who supported me and be like, yes, Desola, you will. You are like everything. You're a star. You can do it, you know. So I also fed on those positivity. And I told my parents, like, okay, Daddy, I don't really want to do accounting. But they said, you're good in maths. You're a brilliant child. You have to do something professional. So I would cry. I was depressed. I was actually depressed for a while. But I knew that, okay, I'm going to do this accounting. I told my father, I said, I'm going to study accounting in University of Lagos, but when I'm done, I give you the certificate and I pursue my career. Oh, wow. Because I've always wanted to be like a model or maybe a beauty queen. And when I finished, I studied accounting and I graduated and did my NYSC. I thought to myself, I've told all my friends, I want to go to America. I didn't have a visa. I didn't know how to get a visa, you know. I didn't know anyone there. And you know, after the NYC thing, I'd saved up. So I've been modeling in Nigeria, in Lagos, for a while. And I don't know if people would believe all my modeling money, I actually saved them in the bank. And people would make jest of me, like, you don't buy nice clothes for yourself, you don't buy bags, but they didn't know what I was looking up to. So I saved all the money. I can remember, like, especially when I started working, I had agencies that really like pushed me for a while, because I did like some contests. I did the Nigeria's Next Supermodel, I was first runner-up. I did the Elite Model Look, I was first runner-up, and everybody's like, you never win. You know,
you're just always first runner-up.
You just first runner-up. Yeah. But like when I joined like the Bet agency as well, like, you know, I did like some good jobs after the Elite Model Look. So like my money was bigger than what I was earning before. So I saved all the money in the bank. And when I was done, like when I checked my account, I know I had like a lot of money to be able to say, I want to process visa. I want to. So like I went through the processing of the visa, which was the tourist, you know. I got it. Luckily for me, and now to go. So I told my mom, I'm going to America, I want to serve for agencies. Right. And then she goes, no, you can't go to New York, you have to go to Atlanta, you have an auntie there. And I said, no, you're trying to control my destiny. I own my destiny.
Wow.
And I want this for myself. This is what I've conceived in my mind, because I tell people, like, your mind is actually like a god. It's powerful. As long as you've conceived it, if you believe you're going to achieve, you know. So she called family, told this girl not to go to New York. She knows no one in New York and everything. But I was stubborn, so I went to New York. But I didn't know anything. I didn't know, like, I have to carry book, portfolio. I have to, like, you know, so many things.
So there were many things that throughout in the industry that you didn't realize.
I didn't really know, but because it's international, I didn't know, like, okay. I didn't know that, you know, I have to, like my mother agent has to place, you know, so many things. So I got to New York and I was stranded. I got out, my bank stopped working, like my bank card stopped working, and I was stranded at World Trade Center. And I said to myself, like, people were trying to help me, give me money to go to where I'm going. I'm like, how do I come back? And I said to myself, can somebody actually scout me or someone related to the industry see me and say, who are you, you know? After saying that to myself, a guy walked past me who was a photographer in New York, Tiger Zane, and he says, hey, are you a model? And I go, oh, yes, I model in Nigeria, actually, but I'm not a model yet. I'm trying to find agencies, and he gave me his card. So basically, that was the start of my journey, where he had to do my portfolio for me, because I didn't have, the pictures I had, like, you know, Nigerians would like to do too much makeup and so many things. They never want that, you know? So it did, like, a portfolio for me for free.
So this story, essentially, what happened was that you were stranded from the World Trade Center.
Yes.
And then somebody just
saw me.
And that's how.
Yes, and that was how I started.
Absolutely amazing. Now, Uche, I mean, you've heard this story. It was just a photographer that discovered someone. A lot of photographers have also made discoveries in Nigeria. T.Y. Bello discovered this young lady, Ola Jumoke, and all of that. Those sudden things, are they one thing? Are they things that happen once in a while, or is this something that every photographer looks forward to doing, to discovering their own superstar?
Destinies are different, you know, and they're never planned. Like, these things happen, but like as a photographer and as a filmmaker, you always see someone, you could tell whether the person would be a star. Like, I feel like every photographer and like every filmmaker has that. Like, when you see someone, you can tell, okay, this person has like an aura, this person has like a vibe that will cut across when you photograph them or like when you film them. So you know, it's always there at the back of your mind to discover a star. So whenever it happens, it happens.
And then, you know, it's credited
to you,
and
you just
I found her and
you just you're the person's helper. Everybody needs a helper once in a while.
Very nice, very nice. Look, the age of social media, things are moving pretty fast and things are changing, but your story is very remarkable and actually very inspiring. That, you know, you can just have that kind of vision in your heart, take that step.
Like, I went to New York too, but that didn't happen for me. Probably because I was too short.
You stand by the train station with a camera around your neck and say, are you a photographer, you know?
No, like when I used to model, I actually moved to New York for like couple of months, but yeah, I wasn't going to model. I just wanted to figure things out. But this didn't happen. This was a better story. So.
It's a beautiful story. I heard another story like that about someone who went to Hollywood and, you know, somebody just stepped up to them.
Yeah, that happens.
And all of that, you know. Amazing, and these are remarkable stories. So, I mean, you being in Nigeria, inspiring other younger models. If there was a 17-year-old watching you right now, what would you say? she or he is a model, or they're thinking about being a model and going in this direction?
I would tell them to, like, firstly, for you to be, because the modeling industry is another kind of world where you have to know how to deal with rejection.
It's a crazy world, crazy world, yeah.
Like, you get rejected every time. So you have to be mentally stable. Like, ask yourself, am I mentally stable? Am I too sensitive?
Yeah.
Am I ready to face these people, to talk to me straight to my face? I know I'm beautiful, but someone can bring you down and it can affect your mind. And two, you have to also believe in yourself, know your strengths, know your weakness, know your opportunities, you know? So, like, am I what to be a model? Like, everybody wants to be a model. Everybody wants to be an Instagram model. Everybody wants to be seen on TV. But you have to also know, like, what qualities do I have to be able to qualify as this? So those are the things I would tell them. And then know how to make research. I get tired of people messaging me and saying, oh, please help my life, help me. And I'm like, I did lots of research, so you have to know how to do research as well. Don't just depend on people.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. We have to go to the kitchen now. We have prepared some breakfast for you guys, if you guys are interested. You're a model, I'm not sure you're allowed.
I'm going to eat.
Okay, you're going to eat, so fine. Just join us in the kitchen. Chef Ayola and the rest of the crew are there.
That looks nice.
Thank you.
So this is international
Thank you so much.
And
Uche. So Uche, I know Uche is working on something right now.
I eat very well.
You told me you were working on something right now, and I knew you were going to mention it today.
Yeah.
So you want to just touch on it?
Talk about it. Oh, so I have a web series dropping later today.
Oh,
at 12 on YouTube.
At 12?
Yeah. It's pretty much a story of a young girl who is a graduate, just her trying to navigate, you know, life after school, trying to figure things out. I believe everybody has been.
Yes,
sure.
Yes,
we'll check it out. We'll check it out. Anyways, so here's food.
Wow.
No more talk. Welcome to the kitchen. This is Chef Ayola, and she's made Oriental pasta with minced bolognese and hash.
That looks nice.
Yes, guys. So please help yourselves quickly.
Eaters.
Dig in. It's a good thing Desola likes food.
Right. Thank you.
So tell us. Well, if we ate every day, we probably won't be able to fit into the clothes anymore. Big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories, of course. And Fola.
And Fola.
Yes, so at Fola's place.
For taking care of the ladies.
So we can get to it, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and try it.
Tell us.
So people are going to watch me eating.
Yes, models do eat.
We're faking this, by the way.
Models.
I like to eat, you know.
I'm attempting to
All right.
You never saw
So what do you think?
Carbs.
We're going to be back for the Friday edition of Wake Up Nigeria, people. It's going to be a great show tomorrow.
It's going to be a party. Yeah.
So yummy.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
I love
Bye. 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 Bye.